Blackberry. Yay! Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to our Laugherzoom Club. I am Rosaria, and with me is Katie today. And this is our Laugherzoom Club, where we never know who shows up and who doesn't. So sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 5. And about me, I'm Rosaria, fireball of energy, enthusiasm, and passion. Today, feeling really gloomy. It's super cold and super gray here in the Netherlands, where I'm connecting from. I'm originally Italian, and I have a background in customer experience design thinking. And in the last few years, been studying happiness in business and discovered that play and smile are some of our key factors of happiness and also how to bring happiness in business. But back then I didn't know about the power of laughter yoga. I do now, and that's why my Laugherzoom are my way of bringing more happiness into the world through laughter. And I think especially this week, probably that's also part a bit of my mood. It's like with everything that is happening in Israel and in Palestine. And actually both Katie and I are part of a network from the happiness game where we know personally a lot of people there. So it feels a bit heavier. But the ultimate mission of Laughter Yoga Academy is also to bring peace in the world through laughter, because of how we believe that laughter can change the way we show up in the world and also the way that we connect with each other. So that's what I thought, okay, yeah, it's still happening this week. And actually the topic of this week is the heart. So then we are going to do all sorts of exercises, really connecting and connected to the heart. And the way we do it normally is that in the first 5 minutes, and I see Jean-Pierre is saying he can't get in the session, but wants to join us. So let's send him the link. So the way we do normally do session is that I first share and I try to multitask sending the link. I'm like, oh no, my brain can't really. So let's send the link and then I can go on with what I'm trying to say. And so what we normally do is in the first few minutes, I share a few things about laughter yoga and about the topic of the week. And then we just do at least 10 to 15 minutes of laughter, because that's the minimum amount of time to get all the benefits from the laughter. And afterwards, we close with a meditation. So today our topic is the heart as part of our hardware. So also in terms of the focus on laughter yoga, I want to say in general, for who is the first time that it's connecting or seeing, and there is Jean-Pierre. So for anyone who is approaching laughter yoga for the first time, hey Jean-Pierre, welcome, or still connecting to the audio. Hey Jean-Pierre, welcome. I was just sharing what is laughter yoga for anyone connecting on YouTube for the first time. So the idea of laughter yoga is that we choose to laugh as a physical exercise, because if we bring our body to laugh, then our mind, our heart, our spirit will follow. And connected to what I was saying before about what's happening also now in Israel and Palestine, we really, by choosing to laugh, we can actually laugh and have a different way of showing up in the world, even when the situation around us, it's definitely not one to smile or to laugh or to be joyful about. And the benefits of laughter yoga are that because we laugh for at least 10-15 minutes in a sustained way, we activate all sorts of impacts in our body, from increased oxygenation to the release of endorphins and all other chemicals of happiness. But the main one I want to focus on today, because our theme is heart, it's about the impact that laughter yoga also has on our heart and better circulatory system. Why? Because when we laugh, laughter expands our blood vessel, and in that way it promotes a better circulation, reducing the blood pressure and ultimately getting less heavy on our heart. So also on the heart, the laughter yoga has a great impact. And again, it's also a way of bonding emotionally with other people. So from the emotional side, it really helps us connect from the heart in a more joyful way. And then from the topic of the heart, before we just get started on the laughter, what I wanted to share is that on the hardware side of things, so rather than on the emotional well-being, the HeartMath Institute is the one body that, to my knowledge, is the one that's been doing the most research on the field. And what the HeartMath has found is that it's not only the brain that sends inputs to our heart, like studies were thinking before, but actually the communication between our mind, our brain, our heart is continuous, and the heart, and it's two ways, and the heart communicates to the brain and the rest of the body in four main ways. The first is neurological, with the transmission of nerve impulse. So that's really information that goes from our body to the brain and the rest of the body. Then biochemically, because it releases a special hormone called atrial peptide, which actually inhibits the release of other stress hormones. So our heart, it's kind of the balances of stress if we can use it, if it beats in the right way. Biophysically, that's through pressure waves, because through its pulse, it sends energy to the body in the form of blood pressure. And that goes back to the fact that because laughter helps us with blood pressure, our whole system works better. And the final level, it's energetically. So it has an electromagnetic field that sends waves all around within the body and around the body. And the HeartMath has found up until 3 meters around us. So that's also like the kind of waves and field that sometimes you feel in the room that really comes from the people around you. And a very simple way of explaining this, it's about the heart coherence. So we all have heart rate variability, which means how quickly our heart rate can adjust to what we are doing. So if we are running, our heart rate will immediately go up to 100, 120 BPM. I actually don't know what the B stands for in English. Do you know?
Beats.
Beats. Okay, because it's in Italian, and I'm like, what's that now in English? Beats. Beats. Thank you. So when we run, it goes up, but if we rest, or when we even sleep, for some people it goes as low as 50 or 40. For me, my lowest when I'm sleeping is 62, 63. So I have a very, very fast heartbeat. That's also my energy. But how quickly, I can see you shaking. So how quickly we are able to adjust from those peaks, that's what we call heart rate variability. And what HeartMath Institute has found is that the more harmonious our heart rate variability is, the more it means that we are working in a state of coherence, so that our body and our mind are working at the best energy consumption and coherence possible. And we can get to a state of calm and an harmonious way. And therefore, we are more able to activate our parasympathetic system and to be in a much more also ready type of situation where we can easily think of solution to complex problem. When instead we are in a stress mode, if you see our heart rate variability, it's all like very quick up, down, and it's all over the places. And in those status, we are using the most energy, and we are just in a very stressed way. So it's not ideal for our body. Jean-Pierre, can I ask you, you were shaking your heads. What you want to share something? What were you shaking it about?
Well, before I had an ablation, my heart rate was, when I was at rest, 80.
Okay, yeah. So still very high. Yeah.
So 60 isn't high. That's why I was saying no.
Really? So because I mean, it's like for me, I mean, 60 is not in the night though. It's high. Like 62 to 63 in the night. It's slightly. I mean, I have my husband. He's on 50 even during the day, so he's like super rested. But my average through the day, it's around 75. But years ago, when I was more stressed and not able to adjust it, I was on the 85 as average through day and night. So it can be high. And it basically, one thing also I learned from yoga, it's we have a given amount of heart beats of breath in our life. So assuming that you have 1 million breaths per life, the quicker you breathe, the shorter your life. And the slower you breathe, the less breaths you actually make, they will more distribute through your life. I don't know if I can explain it.
Yeah, I understand. But the best way is to go and scuba dive, because then you learn to breathe very little.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about the heart is that it's part of our autonomous system, so we cannot really, it goes on automatically, but we can influence it to our breathing. So that's what we will do at the end as relaxation. We will do, instead of the usual humming, we will do a very brief heart lock-in technique where we breathe in and breathe out in a slow way. And by doing that, we activate our parasympathetic system, so we slow down consciously our heart, our breathing, which then influence our heart rate and helps us get into this coherence state. But now that was the theory part. Without any further ado, let's get into our full 10 minutes laughter. So as always, we start by clapping to activate our energy and our meridians and our also playfulness and interior child. And then we add a rhythm 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And faster and slower. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 3. And then we do it with the ho, ho, ha, 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 because we start to activate our diaphragm. So we go ho, ho,
Oh,
ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho,
oh, 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 oh,
I go very well, very well. Yeah. Very well, very well. Yeah. And we start with some breathing exercises. So when we breathe in all possible joy and energy and golden light that is not here today in the Netherlands. We hold it, and when we release it, we laugh. And again, breathe in. We try to breathe in and get serious. Then we start with our Namaste laughter, so that we also, and especially with special focus on the heart today by having our this whatever. What is it? Thumbs. Thank you, Pierre. Like today, my English, I don't know why it's off. So our thumbs on the heart, and we smile and bow to each other and laugh. With the heart, so we're gonna go and we open up. So
Ah, a little bit sunshine.
That one off.
Yeah.
I forgot that I had those one. So we do that again, the laughter where we have our heart-shaped lenses on. So we imagine looking at our entire world around us with loving kindness. So we imagine putting them on and off, and we laugh. We go like, eh,
Eh, eh, eh, eh, eh,
that's the worst when we have not contact lenses on.
I have to buy some glasses. I don't have any. I feel left out.
Actually, I even have those one. I forgot also about those one. So what Dr. Kataria has this tip that he says you always need to have on your desk something cheerful. It's like you always need to have on your desk at least one item that is cheerful. And I used to have this one. Now I have this one. So you can just imagine to have a mask.
No.
So you can imagine that you have your kind mask on and your angry mask on. So when you have your kind mask on, you laugh, and when you have your angry one, you make ugly face. Ready, steady, go. Oh, okay. The next one, we do one again in heart laughter, but with a special intention of sending all of our love and energy to the conflict, and especially to the people in Israel and Palestine. So we go again with this one. And a lot of soft laughter. And then we do also an emotional, what I call emotional cleansing laughter. So we imagine we just had an argument, a misunderstanding, so we're all upset and we want to cry. And so if we imagine that our hands are like soft clouds that are holding and caressing our heart and all our pain. So we recognize the pain and we go, oh, we accept it and we go. Then we imagine all the water that rinses all off. So we go like, and then finally we laugh and we shine, imagining that the sun has sent away all the clouds. So ready, steady, go. We go like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna show you the sunflower hearty laughter. So I'm first gonna show you and then we do it together. And normally you can do this standing, but now I do it sitting. So we imagine we are a sunflower and we first breathe in. And then when we breathe out, we bring in all the energy in our heart while we breathe out. And we repeat that 3 times. And then we do it the other way around. So we take all the energy from our side. And when we breathe out, we radiate it. And when we breathe out, we laugh. So ready, steady, go. So we breathe in. The last one to fill us up for the laughter. And now we are ready to breathe in all our energy. And when we breathe out, we laugh it out the chest. Breathe in. Breathe in. Last one, breathe in. Katie, Jean-Pierre, does any of you want to propose a laughter before we go to our final 2 laughters?
I don't know.
Katie, you have one that you want to propose?
Not really. I'm pretty good right now.
And we do the one that Mikey, at the very beginning, like 2 years ago, my kids were at the beginning, they were a bit into this laughter yoga. So when they could not come up with the laughter, they were doing the thinking laughter. So that goes like, You can do it also in the variation, this one. You can go like, So we go towards the 2 final laughter, the shaker and the well done. So first, our shaker for the weekend. What do you put in the shaker, Katie?
Happiness.
Very good. Jean-Pierre, what do you put in the shaker for the weekend?
Curiosity.
Okay. And I'm going to put a lot of peace for the world and relax and hopefully good weather for us here in the Netherlands.
No, rain.
Just rain.
I put in rain.
Shaker, we shake it.
You see, there's water. A lot of rain in Amsterdam.
And then we go to our final well done laughter and hug and laugh. So we go for each other, for our picture, for our side.
Well done.
Well done. Yes.
And then we have our final relaxation moment. So with the laughter, we have activated a lot of energy. So we're now gonna ground ourselves, and I'm gonna bring you through this it's an heart coherence meditation, and it's one called the heart lock-in technique. So I invite you to close your eyes. And the first thing is to put your first step is to put the attention in the area of the heart, and to imagine that the breathing is really coming in and out from your heart or chest area. And you breathe in slower and deeper than usual. And if you can breathe in and breathe out at the count of 5 each. If that's too long, bring it down to 4-4 or 3-3. But the key of the heart coherence is to breathe in and breathe out at the same count, because that helps us bring us in this coherent state. And once you have slowed down your breathing in and breathing out from the heart, bring to mind, activate and sustain and regenerative feeling, such as love, appreciation, care, compassion, loving kindness. So focus on a moment where you experienced those feelings and live them through again, just as if you're living them now. And every time you breathe in, you breathe in those feelings and this situation in which you felt those feelings. And then in the final step of the heart breathing, when you breathe in, you fill in yourself with this feeling. But when you breathe out, you take this feeling from yourself and radiate it towards the outside, sharing it with the others. So like wishing the same care and compassion and love to others and radiating it outside of yourself. And do one final cycle of breathing in and breathing out. And when you're ready, you can come back and open your eyes. How are you feeling? I completely forgot to do doing the feeling.
Yeah.
Feeling after.
I did it in my head.
Did it improve? Do you feel better than when you started?
Absolutely.
What about you, Kathy?
Oh, yeah.
Me too, because I was sharing with Kathy before you joined the job, but I started this by really feeling like, blah, blah. I'm like as gray as the weather. Now I feel again like, yeah, actually I've been shining again. I feel energized too.
Your
Cool.
laughter is very contagious, Katie.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I hear that a lot for some reason.
It's fantastic. That's really, it felt like at some point, it really felt like we went into laughter meditation. We almost didn't need the prompt to keep laughing because we were already laughing. But it was really cool. Thank you both. I am going to share, before we close the YouTube live, I'm going to share for anybody watching on YouTube that if you want, you can join us directly by checking the dates and signing up on wownow.eu/Laugherzoom. Our next appointment is next Friday, the 20th at 3 o'clock CET, and we will be talking about energy and the chakras. That's going to be the topic next week. And you can also sign up for my newsletter at wownow.eu/happynews. And for the rest, I'll see you all next Friday. I'm going to close YouTube, and then if you guys have any question, you can stay on, and otherwise